You're listening to the Chic Code Podcast with Wirda Alyssa and Sophia Arissa. All things chic, candid, and comedy. Hey girlies, we're back with a brand new episode on the Chic Code Podcast. And hari ni kita nak sembang-sembang pasal fostering lah. Do you know what's fostering, Wirda?
Actually, aku tak tahu. Can you please explain more, Sophia?
Miha.
You lah.
I need to explain lah.
Okay, actually aku dah tahu.
Yeah.
Because last year, aku actually tak tahu.
Yeah.
Until Sophia explained to me what is fostering. Then baru I know there's such things.
Yeah, betul.
You know, in Singapore. Betul.
Yeah. Pasal orang confuse fostering dengan adoption.
Betul.
So macam fostering ni macam you are providing like a temporary care and shelter for children who are removed from their, kira macam from their situation lah.
Kan.
Macam
Like,
kita buat homes kan, like macam we interviewed people from, I mean, as in like macam remember adik Syafiq,
correct,
children's home and all. So macam kalau dorang get removed from certain, from their own homes and then dorang tak dapat foster family, they will go into the homes. Macam gitu. So macam the priority is still for them to go to a foster family yang dapat jaga dorang in a family setting.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So in Singapore memang lah ada such thing as fostering. And dalam episod ni kita nak enlighten you guys dekat luar sana about the importance of fostering and kenapa
ada such things
such thing in Singapore.
Yeah, correct.
Yes. And this year marks 70 years of fostering in Singapore tau. And 7 decades of families opening their homes to children who need care, stability and a safe place to grow. Yes.
Yeah. And also, even after all these years, fostering is still something we don't talk about enough. You know, especially within our community. Like I said, I baru tahu pasal fostering like only last year.
Yes,
kan? Pasal I always thought, it's either macam you adopt. But there are such things as fostering.
Yes,
kan?
correct. Yes.
So today isn't about policies or headlines. It's about real people, real emotions and real experiences.
Yes. So untuk episod hari ni kita ada very special guest. Kita ada Far'ain here with us in the studio, who is a foster parent herself. So selamat datang.
Assalamualaikum everyone. Hi.
Hello. Thank you so much for spending your time lah dengan kita hari ni. Wah, macam serius sangat kita macam forum pula.
First impression bila kakak Far'ain kita masuk kan, she's so bubbly and happy. She reminds me of Miss Rachel.
Oh my god, yes.
Like even her voice like you know,
maybe there's some similarities there lah. You know, our qualifications are similar.
Yes. Very early childhood teacher.
Yes, I'm
childhood teacher.
Nice.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So how are you, Far'ain? How have you been?
Good, alhamdulillah. As of today, from the recording, it's during Ramadan, right? So, doing well. A large chunk of my brain is thinking about Raya prep, obviously.
Preps lah, faham sangat lah.
Ya, faham lah kan. You dah prepare for Raya, your house?
Kuih belum beli, langsir belum cuci.
Sama. You usually cuci your own langsir or you will call people to cuci?
I cuci myself.
Oh, is it? Oh wow, takes a lot of dedikasi tau. She's very dedicated person lah. I know that.
No, it's teamwork with my husband. He's the one who put it down. I put it in the washing machine, dry, and then he puts it back up.
Wow.
It's not a single person do.
Aku ni orang pasang, but I'm gonna call people to come and clean it.
Macam mana? Aku tengok leceh saya ada.
Leceh.
Laki aku yang buat. Kena keluarkan satu-satu hook tu.
Correct. Aku tak serajin Miss Far'ain lah. Aku kena panggil orang lah. Tapi yes, thanks for reminding me. I'm gonna book it later.
Yes.
Yeah, so kuih, dia tak dapat raya.
Korang lah sembah-sembah raya.
Kuih raya.
Kuih belum beli.
Belum
buat.
Baju raya for you.
Baju raya, alhamdulillah. It's we're just wearing what we have last year.
Okay.
So for me personally, my family, we wear baju raya for 2 years.
Oh.
Yeah, like year 1, year 2, and then the following year after that, then buy new one. Once the kids outgrow. So I always buy 2 size up.
Nice.
So
That
Because
makes
if not,
sense.
it's such a waste of money. I think it's good to be economical. If not, it's a waste of money. Like you don't usually wear raya clothing unless you go for Hari Raya, Jan Raya or
Correct.
jemputan, right?
Yep, that is very true.
Very
Yes.
smart tip lah.
Yeah.
Correct lah, very smart tip.
Yes. Okay.
That's
so,
when you have growing kids lah.
betul,
Yeah.
actually.
Yes.
How many children do you have?
Yes.
I have 2 biological children.
Two biological
A
children.
son and a daughter. Yeah.
How old are they?
I'm a PSLE mom this year.
PSLE already Oh my god. Your
So
son is
yeah,
it?
my son, my firstborn anak sulung is 12, and my daughter is 8. Yeah.
Masya Allah,
Dah besar-besar.
Miss Far'ain, may I ask how young are you?
I'm 38 this year.
Masya Allah, tak nampak lah kan.
Macam so young and bubbly.
Yes, because
kan?
she's happy.
Kan, exactly. So positive.
Miss Rachel vibes.
Miss Rachel.
Ya, tak nampak 38 tahun.
Tak nampak.
Ya.
38, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Okay, so we have you today sebab kita nak tanya you pasal fostering lah. Bila tu you start fostering?
Yes, you do.
Bila umur you berapa?
Very good question. Alhamdulillah. 27.
Oh wow.
27 lah.
Yeah, and how do you know about macam fostering?
Okay.
Because I myself baru last year 30 tahun baru I tahu
Yeah,
of
pasal
such
fostering.
things.
Okay,
Yeah.
origin story dia macam gini.
Origin
Okay.
story.
Dulu when I was a student in Polytechnic, I was volunteering in a children's home.
Okay.
So every week, I'll go to the children's home and read to the children and tolong buat homework lah. And then every time I'll spend about 2 hours. Then bila nak cakap bye-bye, like bye, see you next week. So there's this one particular week when I was saying goodbye to the kids, and then one of the kids in the home said, "Come and hug me." Usually they come and hug you lah. They come and hug me and say, "I don't know if I'll see you next week." I was like, "Why? Where are you going?" And so the kid said, "I might be going to a foster home." And that was the first time I was like, "Oh, what is that?"
Yeah.
So I obviously didn't know what fostering of a foster home meant at that point of time. I was like in Polytechnic, right?
Yeah.
I'm not even a parent or even a working adult. I was 20 or 19 years old. So when I went back home, dulu belum ada smartphone sangat.
Ya. Faham kan?
You kena pergi computer lab.
Yeah. Balik rumah, buka laptop, pergi Yahoo.
Yahoo. Ya, betul-betul.
Yahoo should have unlocked the memory.
Yahoo.
Yahoo.
Tapi
Google belum popular. Yahoo.
Cik Far'ain ada sign in MSN jap tak? Sambil-sambil.
Masuk Yahoo dulu.
Oh,
sebelum
masuk Yahoo dulu,
Messenger.
ya.
Yahoo dulu.
Masuk Yahoo and then type fostering in Singapore, and then it came out. Last time, what was the ministry called? It wasn't even called MSF. I forgot. It was like MCC. You don't know what.
Oh, panjang, macam-macam.
Longer. Community youth something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think community youth sports or something. I can't remember exactly. I'm so sorry. That was
MCCYS
something like that.
Something, no.
Cannot remember already. Sorry.
MCYS.
MCYS.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so then I read lah on the website what fostering was, what the requirements were.
Yeah.
And then I read, you have to be like 25 years old, married, and then you have to have a certain income and all that. So then I was like, okay. Then I planted the seed in my heart and said, you know what? If I meet all the requirements one day, I want to be a foster parent.
Masya Allah.
So that was the start of how I got to know about fostering.
You memang dah ada niat.
Dah, so
From the
plan the
start.
niat,
Masya Allah.
the intention in my heart. Like, okay, if firstly I need to find a man first lah.
Yes.
The man needs to come first, right?
Yeah.
And then once I meet so it's like a checklist in my brain I put at the back, like okay, inshallah one day if I'm married, have a home and all, like everything's aligned with the requirements of being a foster parent, I want to be a foster parent. So when my husband and I got together, the very first thing I told him was, if you marry me, right, we're going to be foster parent. He was like, what's that?
Oh, you were very straightforward.
Yeah, straightforward.
I love it. I love
I'm
it.
that kind like, if you wanna date me, right? What do you want? Is it like, are you gonna like slow burn this?
Yes, lah. We always talk about this.
always
lah,
talk
right?
about that.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. So I'm very straightforward. I'm like, okay, so if you like me, what is it that you want from this relationship?
Correct.
If you're just gonna like slow mo, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
So like,
Adik-adik
okay,
dengar.
if you want, if we're gonna get together, now okay, we're gonna get married and put in the deadline, like the timeline,
Yes.
like when we get married and all that. So I also put it from the very start to him, like, yeah, we're gonna be foster parents if you want to marry me.
And he immediately said, like, oh, okay. After he found out about
was
it.
like, what's that?
Yeah.
So he doesn't have any baseline on what fostering is, right? So he's actually at that point he thought it was adoption. I was like, oh no,
okay.
that's adoption.
Yeah.
Fostering is different. You don't. It's not adoption lah. So I explained to him that caring for vulnerable children.
Yeah.
And the goal is reintegration. The goal of fostering is reintegration. So the foster child will reintegrate back with their biological family. That's the goal of fostering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
I
he
have-
was like,
yeah.
but what if I get too attached?
Yes, actually that was my question.
Yes, kan.
Pasal macam when you know about fostering, like for me myself, when I first know about fostering, the first thing I thought about was, it's not gonna be permanent, and I will have emotional connection with the child.
Yes.
Kan?
Yeah.
Did it come to your mind? Did it come to your mind? This emotional aspect tu.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think maybe for me, because I had a bit more training when I go to the children's home and volunteer, right?
Okay.
Because sometimes I don't see the children at some of the children at the children's home. They either return back to their family or they enter fostering.
Okay.
So I guess I had that training already from a very young age. So yes, emotional attachment is very important when you're fostering. Just like you need to provide the care and the love to the child. You need to have that emotional attachment. And definitely at the end of the day, you will be always at the back of your mind, okay, one day this child is not gonna be with me anymore. But I don't see it as a point of sadness per se, but I see it as a point of rejoice. I rejoice because that means that foster child's family, the biological family, has stabilized and is able to meet the needs of the child or the children, and that they are able to have provide shelter, food, care, education, and that's a great thing because that means a family now is stable. So yes, of course, there's sadness where, okay, I might not be, depending on the situation, I might not see this child anymore. But that also means that, you know what, it's great because that means the family is stabilized. And Alhamdulillah, that means, one steady family in our community. Yeah, so that's something to rejoice for.
Wow.
You have such a big heart lah.
Yes.
Sebab kalau kau tanya aku, memang susah lah. That's the first thing that I think about. And what if aku dah grow too attached? Tapi to think about it, that's so selfish of me to think in that way. Sebab at the end of the day, is the best interest of the child. Kan? Macam dia dah return back to their family dia dah stabilize and dah boleh provide for untuk budak tu.
Betul.
Nampak kau
kesian.
sedih.
Sedih lah kan. Because aku pun imagine macam like, oh tapi it's selfish kan.
Macam kita put kita punya emotions first tau. Macam kita macam
Yes.
alamak, aku akan get so attached dengan budak ni. Tapi kita tak fikir yang it's actually for his or her
for the
own
child.
good.
Yeah.
It's for the best interest of the child.
So at the end of the day, this is across all of my foster children.
Yeah.
They will always, no matter what, want to be with their parents.
Yeah.
And so it's really important as a foster parent that you don't damage that relationship as well.
Yep,
Yeah.
correct. May I ask, how many foster kids do you?
5.
So one after another. Or macam mana
serentak?
dia punya timeline dia macam mana?
So 5. I had 2 babies. My very first 2 foster children were babies.
Mashallah.
Yeah.
What age?
Uh,
How many months?
6 months and under about just a year. They are Irish twins. They were Irish twins.
Means
Irish born in the same year but not twins.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
faham.
Yes.
Oh, so you took both in?
Yeah, because they were sisters.
Oh,
Yes.
Ya Allah,
Yeah, a pair of
kesian.
sisters born in the same year. One is January, one is December.
Oh, okay.
And that was my very first two, the babies. And wow, when they left, I cried like crazy.
Oh, you grew
Yalah.
attached to them.
Of course, definitely.
Semenjak baby, babe.
Baby, yeah, baby. So you know, pergi mana-mana, baby carrier. So very attached lah. We are always, because I baby wear all my kids and my foster kids. Yeah, I will baby wear them. So wow, when they left, I was watching their videos every night.
Oh my God, I can't imagine.
And then cry a bit. cry. Says, make doa for them. Yeah.
Oh, I cannot imagine.
Umur Talia.
Yeah, it's my baby's
Yes.
age now. So macam kan kita every night I always see her pictures, like, you know, macam I will see like dah tengok macam dah ambil gambar, like okay, today, like let's say she turns 5 months, then I will scroll back to like when she's newborn, then I will slowly macam, so I can imagine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That was the very first time. So obviously I was like a newbie foster parent at the time. Right?
Yes.
So I learned the process of grief lah. Was really going through the process of grief, but there wasn't like any in terms of anger. It was more of like, I understood that I need to go through the process of grief. So usually after foster children leave your home, MSF will give your family some time to recollect.
Yelah, dorang tak terus okay next.
Yelah.
It's not an industrial thing.
It's not factory,
Not a factory place.
Yeah, so you know MSF also recognize that your foster care officers, the social workers, and the child protection officers need recognize like that the family needs to go through time to process everything. So there'll be you know, whether it's a few months or up to a year, depending on your own family situation as well. Then after that, your foster care officer will say, "Hi, Mdm Far'ain, are you ready
For the next
for
one.
to foster again?" Yeah.
May I ask, the Irish twins you jaga sampai
Umur
dorang,
dorang berapa?
This was actually not very long. I think it was 7 months. Yeah.
7 months with them.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
tapi time tu you dah ada your own biological children.
Yeah,
ke
so
belum?
my son, I only had my son.
You
at
only
that
had your
point in time.
son
Yeah,
at
he
that point.
was 3 years old.
Oh, so you had a 3-year-old, you had a 6-month-old,
and
and
a new toddler.
a toddler. Wow. Wow. And I'm pretty sure at that moment it felt like a complete family unit.
Oh, definitely. It was
Right?
chaos.
Yeah. Like macam, even though they are your foster children and you have your biological children together living under the same roof,
Yes,
kan?
yes.
You tak ada macam, oh ni anak aku ini.
No,
Tak, semua
tak.
sama rata.
We all sleep in the same room.
InsyaAllah.
Yeah.
And then bila macam the day yang you have to give back, like were they macam, dorang faham ke? Were they crying? Because
Oh, I mean, when they come to your home already, they're crying because there's so much no stability, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
In their lives, like they came from the hospital. So usually before they enter any foster home, that point of time, the system was foster parent would come to the hospital to with all the different adults that needs to be there, the case workers, the social, the child protection officers. So we'll be at the hospital so that the case workers and child protection officer can hand over the child to you.
So they were from the hospital.
They were not, so nothing. They come with nothing on their bags. Nothing. Hospital clothes, no footwear. So
Ya Allah.
yeah. So immediately the first thing for me was so the baby obviously wasn't walking yet lah, but the toddler was walking. So no footwear. Pergi mother care lah kat bawah. I don't have girls, right? At that point of time I only had a son. So no clothes. So I quickly like bought whatever I can, buy whatever I can dekat mother care, kasut for the one who's walking, and a few pieces of baju lah, whatever I can get. So if not, there's nothing in my home except my son who's a boy punya baju. Yeah. So and then balik rumah and then quickly cuci the baju, everything. Yeah. So they have, and also diapers and all that lah. Yeah. So that was then. The system has changed a little bit now. Yeah. So it was chaos in that sense. But just like when you give birth and you have a newborn, it's also chaotic the first
Yes.
few weeks of life. Alhamdulillah, I have a few, how do I say, tricks in my bag. Like Miss Rachel, right?
Yeah, you macam Miss Rachel. We can see that. Yeah.
So baby carrier was a lifesaver for any foster child that came into my home. The first few nights, definitely the child will be sleeping in a baby carrier with either me or my husband. Because if not, they'll be crying. That's, who are these people? They don't recognize me, my husband, and then who is this boy? My son. What is this home? Everything is new. So you need to help the transition. And it's all about forming the attachment first lah. So there'll be a lot of crying. So it's just, my foster children, as long as they are below 4, I'll put them in a baby carrier, like to help soothe them and tell them it's okay, you're safe, I'm here. Whatever they call us. Sometimes they call us Umi or Abi if they are young. If they are older, so I also have foster children who were already in primary school when they entered my home. So I'll ask them, what do you want to call us? So if they want to call us auntie, uncle, or Umi, Abi, it's up to them. Yeah. So that's about establishing that you are safe. Yes, we are new people, but I'm here to get to know you and learn how to care for you and how to meet your needs. Yeah, it's really important to establish safety first with children.
Oh wow. Yes. Can I ask macam the difference you dapat the foster kids when they were babies compared to primary school kids?
Yeah.
Like macam apa beza dia, and is there any macam challenges?
Oh, definitely. Sangat berbeza. The challenges are very different. With I would say with those who are preschoolers and below, the challenges are more of like a lot of crying lah to attend to, which is fine. It's fine because they don't know how to communicate their needs, right? They don't know how to communicate their emotions. That is the challenge when it comes to the younger ones. With the older ones, they are more guarded. They might be like, okay, is this adult? Because they might have gone through
Trauma.
Yeah, different sets of trauma, right? Because they always come, they end up in foster care because there has been things that they have experienced, not things that as children we shouldn't experience. So the trauma is there, and they need to know they need to assess whether these adults, these foster parents are safe. These two adults, whether they are safe. So that the first few weeks or days, they are more guarded, but it's really important, like, you give them space when they need to, but you are very open and tell them like, hey, you know what, guys, I understand how you feel. But auntie, uncle is here to keep you safe, and you help to explain to them why is it that what's happening in their lives, because some of them have lots of questions. They'll ask like, when can I see my mommy and daddy, or if they were cared for by their grandparents, when can I see my grandparents? So you just answer their questions as authentically as you can. Don't make it seem like, oh, you're not going to see anyone anymore, that kind of thing, or whatever happened to their lives, these people are not safe adults or whatever. That's not what they need. They just need to know that, yes, I'll tell them like, I understand, I see that you miss mommy and daddy or datuk nenek, yeah, definitely, I'll tell your caseworker that you want to see them soon. Once I have the information, I'll inform you about it. So be very honest and authentic about communicating with your older foster children. So different age group has different, I would say, in different ways of meeting their needs.
Okay. Do you think in our Malay Muslim in our Malay Muslim community, what do you think are the biggest misconceptions about fostering?
Okay. So the number one, adoption versus fostering. Now everyone always thinks that fostering is adoption. And just like, you were sharing much earlier on, it's not. So that's the number one misconception that everybody has, like, oh, does that mean that they won't see their parents anymore and all that? And I'm like, oh, no. Fostering is like what we shared earlier on. You're caring for children under state care, vulnerable children who enter state care, and you're providing them X number of years or months or whatever it is, care in your home until they're ready to reintegrate back to their family. So until their family stabilizes.
Yeah.
So that's fostering.
Yeah.
But adoption is you're fully their legal legal parent or legal adult. I'm not sure. I've never adopted before, but yeah, it's like totally. There's all the legal processes has been done and completed. With fostering, there's none of that.
Yeah.
I see.
Yes.
May I ask? Okay, ni a random question from me. I'm just curious. If we foster kids, like what if we have travel plans? Do they come along or we cannot bring them?
That is a very good question.
Kan?
I'm glad you brought it up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, actually aku tak terfikir.
Aku terfikir, because you know.
Yes.
Silakan.
Okay.
So that is definitely I would say out of everything in fostering, the logistics part of travel is actually the most hardest because passport has to be approved by the biological parents. And not all biological parents of the foster child approve for their child to have passport.
Oh,
Yes.
meaning to say that ada yang budak-budak ni datang, diorang memang tak ada pasport.
Diorang tak ada passport.
Diorang tak ada pasport. Tapi kalau ada pasport tu, okay lah, boleh.
At the end of the day, it's the biological families. They have the right to say whether they are allowed to travel or not.
I see. So it depends on the biological family lah.
If the biological parents are not incarcerated lah.
Oh,
So it depends on where the parents are at.
Okay.
If they are incarcerated, it might be more challenging. They might not be able to. But generally, the rule of thumb is not most lah. Passport needs to be approved by biological parents of the foster children. So that doesn't mean your family cannot travel.
Yeah.
Your caseworker will tell you lah, it's okay, if you need to go for holiday, just go. But of course at the back of my head, I'm thinking, alamak, how if I go, how long?
Kesian.
Kesian lah, that thing.
Yeah.
Those are the things like, has this child stabilized? I have to rethink about a lot of things, like also the logistics of the changes and all that happens. But the thing is, MSF is also, they know that at the end of the day, it's important for your own family to be able to experience life like any ordinary people. So, most Singaporeans go to JB, whether it's a day trip or overnight trip or whatever it is. We go to Malaysia often, right? So go for holidays whenever you need to. It's really important, not just for you and your husband, or I would say for the adults, but also for your own biological children. Like my own biological children to be able to, for me to meet the needs of my own biological children.
Yeah.
So usually what happens is when a foster family needs to go on holiday, the foster children, if they don't have any passport and they cannot travel, they will be placed in another foster home care just for the time where you're traveling.
Okay.
So if you're going for 1 week holiday or 2 weeks holiday and before that, there's already like touch base lah. Your foster child will meet that other family who's caring for you, like 1 time or 2 times. They get to know the other auntie uncle, see the home. It's not like just throw kind of thing. They get to see the home, touch base, and then you also prepare your foster child depending on the age of the child lah. If they are babies, they might not understand, but if they are older, say like auntie uncle or Umi and Abi or mommy daddy, whatever it is that they call you, going for a short trip, we will be back. They need to know that they are not going to be abandoned. That's really
because they have that abandonment issue too.
So you need to put in that it's really important for your foster child to know that they are not going to be abandoned. So they will be back. This is the number of days we're away, and explain lah very authentically. It's really important depending on the age. If they are babies, of course they might not understand, but of course still just verbalize it. Like, I'll see you again soon. You'll be cared for by this auntie first. And usually they'll try to match you with a family, another foster family that is either living near you.
Okay.
So if the child needs to go to school and all that, it's not so affected. And at the same time, whenever you go for future holidays, it's the same set of people lah. that are caring
Yeah.
for the child.
That's nice to know that it's well supported lah.
Yes,
in that
it is.
sense.
It is.
Yeah.
It is in that sense.
Yeah.
There's a lot of logistics involved lah. So I always thank our caseworkers because it's not easy to find. I would say another family to care for your foster children while you go on a holiday or on a vacation, because sometimes, especially during the school holiday, it's the hot peak period. So it's very hard to find families that might be available. But it's okay. Your foster care officer will make do whatever they can to, cari a set of parents, foster parents that will be able to care for your child while you go on holiday. Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Tapi I ada satu soalan. You kalau macam for example pergi family gatherings.
Yes.
And then when you bring this foster children, what do people usually say? Macam bila kau beranak? Come on tak?
Wow, Masya Allah, this can be a whole chapter on its own.
Really?
Yes, many been unsolicited advice.
Wow. Okay. Maybe you kasih kita one, two examples.
For the babies, they will be like, bila kau beranak?
Okay. Yalah, make sense. Dua tiba kau beranak twins.
So I'll explain lah. So it also becomes education tau for the extended family. People that you see either only doing family gatherings or like jemputan or
yes, correct.
Especially they'll be like, then you explain, ni anak titipan. Then they be like, bila anak angkat? Ni mana permanent lah. So it becomes an education for them. Like you explain, what is fostering, apa tu. And then sometimes they ask a bit too personal question about the child.
Which you can't disclose lah kan?
I won't disclose.
Yes. Makcik. Makcik fostering, makcik dengar.
I put it very macam vaguely lah. Just kadang-kadang it's also for them to know what are some of the social issues that we have in our community. So dorang pun don't live katak bawah tempurung kind of situation. Macam macam gini ada kat Singapore. Ya cik. Ya pakcik ada. Sometimes we think that Singapore where got such thing as children who are not cared for. Where got such thing as children who tak cukup makan. So it's good for them to know lah. Like this is why kalau boleh cik nak foster pun boleh. It becomes a topic that raises their awareness about fostering, and at the same time it helps them to know like, okay, if I cannot foster, what else can I do? But this is probably something I will look at the camera to say. If you do see any foster families, especially because Raya is coming up, right? Listening to this during Raya, when you see foster families, please, if the child is old enough, please don't go to the foster child and say, apa mak bapak kau buat lah?
Ada ke?
Ada.
Makcik, aku
like nak tahu the tea kan? Like
tak sensitif betul.
It's not. And then and if sometimes like they want to korek-korek or so don't lah, jangan. Kesian budak tu dah lah, have gone through a lot in their lives. Don't do that. You don't need to know the tea from the child. Just go to the foster parent who's probably anak saudara ke, whatever lah and all that. Ask the adults. Don't ask the child. Don't go directly to the child. Many times I had to do like contingency plans. Selalu my husband and I kita tahu which house
that will have the tendency of this kind of things
so
happening.
we will brief our foster child. We'll brief our foster, especially the older ones yang kecil. So usually the kecil ones are spared from this kind of question because obviously the younger ones will not be able to give answers. But the older ones are like, they are not spared. So I still we'll have like briefing before kita naik rumah. Kita akan brief kat void deck.
Briefing dulu
Safety briefing is very important. Like, okay, stick to who, Umi or Abi or auntie or uncle. Always stay near us. If you want to go play, can. But if anyone asks you question, quickly come to us. Those kind of thing lah. Safety briefing. Depending on we need to know the situation, right? Of what are the possibilities of that can happen when we're visiting different homes. Because there's different dynamics of people. Some people come with good intention. They just really want to ask. So to them, it's like, tanyalah budak tu. But tak sesuai, you know. So I equip my foster children with the tools to be able to know how to do this, navigate it. Of course, sometimes really there's still how do I say, people who are so persistent. Nanti lepas tu Raya nangis lah. I have experience where we have to attend to our foster kids because they're crying really badly because they be like, why they put a lot of self-blame sometimes. You know, like, why am I in foster care? Like, why can't I be with my family? Because you have to understand when it's Jalan Raya, they see complete families most of the time, you see. And sometimes it might not be anybody who's triggering them, but because they are observing complete families, they think about their own family. And then they cry. So many times it's about, you know, having to help them emotionally regulate themselves back to neutral, and, you know, helping them see like, validating their emotions, like, yes, I know you miss your mommy and daddy, you wish that mommy and daddy was here, that you jalan raya with them, you know, boleh pakai baju raya sama-sama with your parents and all that. So we take this for granted kan, sometimes, but it really does have a big impact on themselves, on our foster children. Like something so simple as jalan raya that we take for granted is so deeply impactful, like, because to them it's like, my family is not complete. And it's a jarring, like, really in their face when it's Jalan Raya.
Of course.
Yes. So those safety briefings are important. It's what I do, me and my husband, what we do as foster parents. And we anticipate what could happen after Jalan Raya, because, you know, usually the first 2 days or the first 2 weeks is intense, right?
Yes.
It's like 4 houses. Back to back.
Betul? Wow, okay. I ada satu soalan untuk you. Do you view fostering as an amanah, an ujian, or is it a form of rezeki for you? These three. Maybe a little bit here and there, tak tahu macam mana. Maybe,
it's all encompassing. So it is an amanah because I view fostering as fardu kifayah, or communal or collective responsibility. And if you have the capacity to do it, do fostering, because fardu kifayah, or let's put it in Singapore context, national service. Fostering is like national service. I always say that fostering is like national service. So if you're a guy, obviously it's your second national service. If you're a girl, it's your first. Because it's part of community building. It's part of building or caring for people in your society. It's a rezeki also, because that means that as foster parents, you have the energy, you have the bandwidth, you have the strength, and you have the capacity in your own home to care for foster children. Because before you get to be foster parents, you know, you need to go through a lot of interviews, and then your home gets checked and your background gets checked and all that. So if you do get to be foster parents, it means like, great, you're safe people, you're rezeki.
Yes, good people.
Check. Home good, adults good, everything good. So that means there's barakah there, the rezeki is there. And it is also an ujian, because parenting is ujian, you see. As Muslims, our life on earth is an ujian, it's a test. Similarly, when it comes to fostering, it is an ujian. There will be challenges. It's not all bed and it's not a bed of roses. But you're not going through it alone. There are your caseworkers are there. There's different people who are also working with you closely to navigate through fostering. So besides you and your spouse, there's all these. There's an ecosystem of support that is there for the foster family or the foster parents. So definitely, it is all encompassing. All three. It is an amanah, because I view it as part of fardu kifayah. It is rezeki, because that means that, hey, Allah has blessed you with stability, energy, and the ability to be able to foster. And it is an ujian, because our life on earth is an ujian.
Wow. Wow. It's a brand new perspective. Pasal whenever we think about fostering, macam aku cakap lah, it's very selfish of me to think of my own needs and my own emotional well-being. Like, how am I gonna ride through this wave with a foster child and then return him or her back with the new biological family? I think you're amazing lah, babe.
Amazing. I'm just an ordinary person.
Ada tak macam momen-momen dengan like your foster children that is stuck with you until now?
Oh wow, so many.
So many.
So many. I cannot forget. Okay, I'll share two lah moments. The first one is with I won't reveal the gender lah.
Yeah.
With my foster child. So we solat Jemaah together as a family. So my family, we as much as possible try solat Jemaah. So usually Maghrib, Isya.
Yeah.
It's always Jemaah prayers lah.
Yeah.
And then we solat Jemaah together. And then after that, obviously make doa. I always encourage my foster children to make doa for their parents and their families. That's one thing I always encourage. And then after that solat Jemaah, I think it was Asar, if I'm not remember correctly. One of my foster kids came up to me and gave me a hug. And she calls me auntie because she's oops, I said the gender. Okay, she was in primary school at that point of time lah. So she said, "Auntie, thank you for teaching me how to pray."
Again, it's something that we took for granted.
Yes, we take for granted, right? So I was like, oh my gosh, I got Jannah points.
Jannah points.
Jannah points that thing. But that was really like, my heart just like glowed. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Totally something we take for granted. Like prayer.
Yeah.
Is something so integral, especially I mean, for generally anyone, whatever faith you are, prayer is something that's so integral, right? To your sorry. Cannot see both of you already. Tears in my eyes. So teaching them how to make doa, how to solat is so important. And when my foster child came up to me and said thank you, I obviously don't see it as something that was a need to be thankful lah, but that really just, I was like in the air for quite a few hours. So that was one. The second one is noticeably what I see with all of my foster children, whatever age they are, when they enter into my home, I will always bring them to the playground to play, because play is so important. Play is healing for children. Miss Rachel moment here. Play is very important. It's healing. So it's very important. My husband and I put it in our schedule to bring them to the playground, or if we don't go to the playground, we go outdoors. Whatever lah. Because the last time you met me was at Pasir Ris Park. Right? So we go there a lot also. And I always notice with my foster children, they don't know how to play. So when play is broken, that means the child has gone through a lot lah. When children don't know how to play, you'll see lah, they're just hovering on the sidelines of the playground, don't know how to come in and just be a kid. So there's that, they lost the ability to be children. So it'll take time, and it'll take my husband and I will encourage, we'll encourage our son, or my daughter. By the time there's some along down the line, maybe my daughter's born already, to bring them in to play with either with the neighborhood kids, or just to korek pasir, for example. Playing with sand also might be something that they don't know how to do. Or climbing a structure also might be something they don't know how to do. It's like, so the loss of play is there during the first few weeks to months. Once I see them knowing how to play, I know that
they are normal again.
Yeah, not normal, but they're healing.
They're healing.
I know that they're healing. I know that they have reconnected with their childhood, and that's so important for children. You see, whatever their age, it's so important for them to know how to play. We take that for granted also. Tears come out again. So when I see them playing again at the playground, it's like really Alhamdulillah. I think I said Alhamdulillah more than 1,000 times, because I know that this child is healing. And that's so important. It's
something that we take as something for granted
Yeah,
lah kan.
we
Pasal
do.
I'm a parent to a toddler who plays. Like macam it's so natural for them to just be at the playground, run and be free kan.
Yes,
Kan macam very playful as kids. That's their nature.
Yes.
Tapi kalau as a child tu you don't know how to play, it just shows something about you.
Yes,
Kan?
means something
Is not right
Yeah,
somewhere.
it's not right. They are not healthy in a sense, like, because childhood is play so integral. Yes.
Emo aku.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine like knowing anak aku tak tahu main, like you know macam
There's
it's
really that disconnection.
Yeah.
I see it. So it really worries me, and I actively try, like encourage them to play and teach them. You have to deliberately show them
Like this is how you play a
like
playground.
This is how you scoop sand in the bucket. This is how you build sandcastle. If you go to the beach, for example, this is how you climb the structure. This is how you chase after another person if you want to play tag. Like catching. You need to show lah.
You literally need to ajar.
Yes, need to ajar. Because they need to find that, reconnect back with the childhood joy, you see. Childhood joy is so important.
Yeah.
Sedih aku. Sorry. Okay.
May I ask, many people akan macam risau tau if they will be alone in this macam fostering journey. So kalau kita jadi foster parents, do we get macam support from the government?
Yes. Yep. So definitely, there's many forms of support that you receive when you are a foster parent. Number one, of course, you have the monetary support to cover the expenses of caring for the child. If the child that you're caring for has special needs, there's more monetary support. If it's no special needs, there's different, I would say, schemes. I don't know what's the word.
Tiers lah.
Different tiers. Yes. Sorry, terburp. Different tiers. So they'll assess the child. Like if this child is a child with special needs, then there's a different tier, monetary tier. So that's one, to cover the expenses of the child. So you're not going to be like everything out of pocket lah. But of course, everybody will ask me, is it enough? Everybody always say, Mdm Far'ain, when I meet people who are considering fostering, is the amount that they give, the government give enough? Then I say lah, it depends lah on how you manage the expenses. If the child is going for ballet, private football club,
yelah, swimming,
piano, if your enrichment itself is all costly, then of course not enough lah. But the government gives you the amount that is just to meet really the basics lah.
Basic needs.
Which is like clothing, paying for the education, transportation, food, and then everything else you manage lah. So obviously, if it depends on what your parenting expectation is or what your parenting bandwidth. If you're on the higher tier, then it's not enough lah. If you're going to put your foster child, if just like let's say if you have biological children who are in private football clubs, that's already costly on its own, then maybe it's not going to be enough. Maybe you consider the CC, Active SG football instead of Sailors
Sailors FC.
So that's the way to manage lah. So that's one form of support. The other one is there is always a case worker with you, or loosely called social worker. So your social worker, it's really important for you to have a good relationship with your social worker. When I say good relationship, I mean communicate effectively with your social worker. If there are challenges that you face, tell your social worker. Don't keep quiet about it and don't say anything and all that. So always communicate with your social worker about anything that has got to do with the foster child. Or maybe sometimes about your own family. Like if you're like, okay, you're pregnant, say, hi, I'm pregnant. So they know how to plan for any contingency plans for your foster child that's under your care. So it's really important. So a social worker is the other form of support that you have, or case worker. Then the other one, the other things are definitely you will go through courses. That's mandatory. So you go to mandatory foundation and intermediate courses, and then there's other courses that you can go for if it depends on whether your social worker thinks that it's applicable to you lah. So like for myself, I went through positive parenting course. My foster children, some of them has gone through emotional regulation workshops. And also depending on on the dynamics of the foster child, they might go through therapy. They might go through whether it's whether it's psychological therapy or physical or physiotherapy, whatever it is, depending on the needs of the child lah. So these are all the forms of support that are available for foster parents, not just for foster parents but also for the foster child.
Faham. Okay, then kalau macam for the couples out there who are watching this episode and then macam maybe korang tengah consider nak do fostering kan, maybe you can tell them how important is teamwork in fostering. For example, you dengan your husband.
Yes.
Yeah. How? Maybe you boleh nasihatkan orang.
Teamwork is just like parenting your own children lah. It's not everything falls on the foster mother, okay? Foster father is really important. Why does MSF's purview look at fostering first before children entering children's home? Is because it's really important for children to see two adults, a man and a woman, caring for children and being in a family unit lah. So being in a family unit is really important for foster children as well, so that they are able to see that, okay, this is how a safe family unit is like. This is how a father and a mother functions healthily. And that helps them to also break cycles for their own future. So it's really important for both foster mother and foster father to work together. It's not everything is on me when it comes to fostering. It's also my husband. My husband does a lot of things. He's usually the one in charge of playground. And also most of the heavy lifting he does lah. Because there are times where in the different stages of our fostering where I'm fully breastfeeding. So like I already have one baby, my biological child carrying. So my husband will be the one physically managing our foster children, like baby wearing them, or when there's a need to change their diaper, showering if there's depending on the age of the child lah. So it's really important for us to know that fostering is not just the mak only or the foster mother only. No, it's both husband and wife. Similar to parenting, it's never just like, it's not a gendered role thing.
Wow. And then when we talk about emotional reality with the foster children, how do you manage the attachment and knowing that this is not permanent? Like fostering is not permanent.
So like I shared earlier, my husband's concern was, what if I get too attached?
Yes.
Then I'll be like, it's good to get attached. It's important to be attached. But it's also important to know that at the end of the day, what is the goal of fostering lah? Always have that at the back of your mind, so that you don't sabotage anyone. You don't sabotage the child. You don't sabotage yourself. So managing through the emotional attachment, it varies person to person. How my husband grieve and how I grieve are totally different, obviously. When it comes to the day our foster children leave. So that's also part of the stages of grief. Is also your foster care officer or your caseworker or social worker would also inform you about it lah. That it's important for you to grieve. There's the closure part. The fostering agency usually will help the family close. There might be a psychologist that comes down to your home and just let you as foster parents air out whatever you need to, so that you can find closure as well. Simple closure is really important.
Of course.
So you're able to make sense of what your feelings are, what your thoughts are, and process it and slowly go towards closure. So that doesn't mean that you don't care or love the child anymore. Every single day I make dua for all of my foster children. And they are always at the back of my mind. There's one part of my brain that is like foster children. Okay, I remember their birthdays. I remember how old they are, and I always make dua for them. Some of my foster children are already teenagers. and they do connect with me.
That's nice.
Yeah, so I always wish them happy birthday. It's like on their birthdays, and I'll try to meet them. I'll try to meet them on their birthday. My family lah will meet them on their birthday month, and just go out, jalan-jalan, makan, have fun, ask them how they are, catch up. And foster children, our former foster children who are old already old. Look forward to that lah. I look forward to seeing them grow up, and it's mashallah to see how much they have grown. You had a little small part to play in their life. A small part to play, but it was impactful enough. Yes. Yeah.
Lepas tu
Nangis dulu.
Collect yourself.
if a young Malay Muslim couple feels the calling tapi takut nak foster, what would you say to them?
Wonderful. So I get this a lot in my I talk as openly as I can about fostering on my own social media. So I always tell them, talk to foster parents. Foster parents, you might know somebody who's a foster parent. It could be like somebody's friend. It could be like this makcik punya anak saudara lah ke apa ke, whatever. Is talk to foster parents, like as many foster parents as you can. Maybe 3 around there. And really ask them about how it is like. How do you start? Why do you start? How is it going? What are the challenges? How do I navigate the challenges? So that you get the information firsthand. Sometimes you might not know anyone. That's fine, because our fostering agencies in Singapore always hold like talks about fostering. Then you can meet actual foster parents also during those sessions. So sign up for those talks lah. It might come out in your algorithm.
If you're always looking out for it.
So maybe you talk to your phone lah and say like, I want to know about fostering.
Nanti dia keluar. Nanti dia magically keluar.
So let fostering come out in your algorithm, and then like you'll see these sessions from different fostering agencies come out. Then sign up for it. Listen to the different foster parents, what they have to share. Ask during the Q&A the questions that you have, and then then you gather as much information as you can. And then after that, before that, number one is, firstly, talk to your spouse. It cannot be
very important.
It cannot be a one person decision. I know my origin story was I thought my husband was gonna be foster parents, right?
And he's like, apa fostering?
But I didn't twist him into it. You see,
you better foster with me.
Clarification there. Okay. It was something that he needs to be on board with. Of course. So similarly, your spouse need to be on board with fostering as well. So number one, first step. Number two, then talk to foster parents about it. Go for the foster parent talk sessions. And then so as you gather all the information and have that discussion lah between you as husband and wife, like is fostering something that will be able to fit into our family? Because at the end of the day, it's not about changing your family dynamics, Like, you can still have children. If you're a young couple, you want to conceive and have more children, please go ahead. That doesn't stop that. Fostering shouldn't stop you from doing that. Like, for me as well, I had my firstborn only when I started, and subsequently I had my secondborn. So go through your family plans as how you would, and see how fostering fits into that.
Memang sangat perlukan a lot of foster parents
we do.
in our country lah, kan?
We do.
In our community. Okay, one last question before we end this lah. If you can say, if you can complete this sentence for us, fostering is
Oh, that's so easy.
Easy lah. Wah, you're very good.
Already. Fostering is national service.
Oh, national service.
Yes.
Betul.
For our Muslims, fostering is Fardu Kifayah. It's our communal and collective amanah. Yes.
Wow. That's amazing lah, Far'ain. Like, thank you so much for coming in and telling your stories and sharing this part of fostering punya perspective that kita tak pernah macam envision pun. Right. Kita, I think we busted a lot of misconceptions today. Kan? So thank you so much lah for sharing your story and your experience, and we hope you guys learned a lot from this sharing about fostering, and hope more couples out there will consider fostering one day lah, insyaAllah.
Betul. Boleh start part time dulu lah.
Ring-ring dulu.
And if you're listening to this during Raya, janganlah tanya soalan yang susah saya.
makcik.
Please don't go put the child through. Don't open the wounds of the children.
Ya,
for the
betul.
children.
Kau dah penat-penat close the wound, dia buka tu plaster.
Kan?
Faham tak?
Kepo betul.
Jangan,
Be
jangan.
safe adults. Be safe adults. Okay? Although you might not be the direct foster child of the foster child that you know that exists, whether it's in your family or extended family, whatever, but it's still, kita semua gotong royong.
Yes,
Kita
correct.
semua jaga-jaga. Like how we keep, each other like, anak kau nak pergi touch plug.
Look out for one
Look
another.
out for one another. So you look out
Yeah.
for the foster child as well. Yeah. Don't go and open wounds lah.
Yeah.
You don't open wounds, huh?
Yeah.
Listen, huh? Thank you so much, Far'ain. And thank you so much, you guys, for tuning into this episode. See you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye. Assalamualaikum.
Salam.